Hi, I'm Alex, and this is going to be a combined video because there's just a lot to go over, and I don't feel like making two of them. So this is the Week 5 recap and the Week 6 picks, and we're going to start with the Week 5 recap because, oh my God, I was so wrong about so many things. Falcons and Bucks. Roll the tape. Now, who to go with, though? Bucks offense sits in the top 10. Their defense, though, is low in like the 22nd. Can they still perform and get the points on the board without Kirko Chains making his famous comebacks? I think so. I gotta take the Bucks with this one. I was literally right and still somehow picked the wrong team. Texans and Bills. I picked the Bills, and I'll tell you what, Josh Allen had probably one of his worst games he's ever had, and CJ Stroud did not. Simple as that. Stroud went 21 for 26 for 222 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, Allen, 9 of his 30 attempts. Yeah, it was bad. Dolphins and Patriots. Simply put, Dolphins' offensive line held out better. Otherwise, it was a terrible game. Jags and Colts. Close as it was, Trevor Lawrence had his best game. 28 for 33, 371 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Averaging 11 yards per attempt. You can't beat that. Broncos and Raiders. This will be the last time I ever picked the Raiders. I'm going to make that very clear. I should have never even satisfied any of my Raider homies. Simply put, Broncos secondary absolutely cleaned out Minshew. 2 picks, one being a pick 6. There's nothing the Raiders could do at that point. Cardinals and 49ers, which I know all my wonderful followers, I see you guys. To me, what it came down to was that the Niners could not handle the Cardinals' run game. Tyler Murray had that 53-yard rushing TD. James Conner went for how many yards? 86 yards and 19 attempts. They just ran the clock. They controlled the clock. Our defensive line couldn't do anything about it. And it came down to the last play. It does not help also that the Niners lost their kicker in the second quarter because now suddenly we didn't have the opportunity to kick field goals if we didn't punch it in. So, problems. New York Giants, Seattle Seahawks. I didn't see much of this game, but it looks like Giants, Tyrone Tracy rushed for 129 yards and 18 attempts. And just overall, they just controlled the run game. Meanwhile, the Seahawks were pressured 18 times and sacked 7 times. So Geno couldn't get this ball off. So seems pretty straightforward. Cowboys and Steelers. Cowboys defense held out on the Steelers' run game. Basically helped them control the ball. And Justin Fields apparently only averaged 4.9 yards per attempt. It was 0 for 6 on 20 yards or more. Ugh. Saints and Chiefs. If only. Chiefs' pass rush was just a lot better. They got 26 pressures, 8 quarterback hits. They only got 1 sack, but their defense was just tough. And then, unfortunately, the Saints couldn't run the ball. Alvin Kamara had a season low of 2.4 yards per carry. And then it didn't help that Carr got hurt as well. All right, now for the Week 6 picks. Starting with tonight, Thursday Night Football is the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. Overall, if you're looking at advantage or just stats, Niners have been scoring more. They have a bigger score margin. Niners have a better third down conversion rate, but Seattle scores in the red zone better. My pick, of course, is always going to be 49ers. This is a big division game. They beat the Seahawks. They sit on top of the division, so it's got to be the Niners. Jacksonville versus the Bears. My pick is going to be the Bears. Again, Caleb Williams is getting more and more comfortable with his offense. Over the last 3 games alone, Bears have a higher score margin, more points in the game, more first downs, more yards, and just overall they've been kind of controlling the ball a lot better. The Bears' defense has also stepped up in the last 3 games. The Bears hold out on third down conversions better. They keep people from the red zone better. Easy pick is Bears. Bucks at New Orleans. I have to go with the Tampa Bay Bucks solely on the reason that Derek Carr is probably going to be out. He's a major force on getting that ball moving. The Saints, have to run the ball, great. But if the Bucks can stop the run game for the Saints, even if it is Taysom Hill in the back, I still gotta go with the Bucks. Commanders at Ravens. This is going to be a good game to watch. I highly recommend it. Jaden Daniels versus Lamar Jackson. Matchup. Vegas says Ravens. I'm going to go with Ravens. It's in Baltimore. Lamar Jackson is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, even though Jayden Daniels is definitely excelling. I know that the Commanders' offense is like a top-ranked offense, but I think the Ravens' defense, home field advantage, is going to slow them down. And as long as they hand the ball off to King Henry, which I said last week, the Ravens win the game. Cardinals in Green Bay. As long as Green Bay stops the run against the Cardinals, pick is Packers all day. Stats are showing just from the last 3 games alone, Green Bay is moving at a much more efficient rate than Cardinals. I know they had a great game against the Niners, but they have to go to Green Bay and play against that defense. I'm taking the Packers. Colts and Titans. The stats would say on offense, Colts. On defense, the Titans. Vegas says Titans by 2.5. Back and forth in this one. I got to go with the Colts. I have a feeling that the Colts can upset the Titans at home. I think the Titans are still this weird hodgepodge of problems. Houston at Patriots. Please, Houston. 100%. Patriots barely beat, my bad. Patriots did lose to the Miami Dolphins. 100% they lose to the Texans. Browns and Eagles. Normally, just with the rough start that the Eagles have had, you would hesitate to pick them, I would say. But this is the Browns, and Deshaun Watson is not playing well. Stats all point towards the Eagles having better yardage, points per games, first downs, etc. Offense is showing Eagles advantage. Defense is a little mixed because both defenses are kind of terrible. But hey, even Vegas is saying Philadelphia by 9.5. I got to go with the Eagles. Chargers and Broncos. Hot pick. I'm going to do the Broncos. Chargers have not been producing in the last couple weeks. And all stats are showing the Broncos have just been more efficient and better the last 3 games. Points games, first downs, yards, opponents yards against them. Defensively, it's a mix. Offensively, it's a little bit more to the Broncos. And yes, I know Vegas is picking the Chargers by 3, but I think hot pick, this one's going to go to the Broncos. Steelers and Raiders. I'm picking the Steelers because I'm never picking the Raiders again this season. End of sentence. Falcons and Panthers. Again, I didn't believe in Kirk Cousins before, and look where it's gotten me. Well, gotta go with the Falcons this time. I'm even playing Kirk Cousins this week in fantasy. That's how much confidence I have that he's going to produce not just this, maybe not the same amount of touchdowns, but enough points to help me win. Detroit at Dallas. I'm going to go with the Lions. They have the better offense. If the Dallas defense doesn't show up like it did last week, then they're going to run right through them. Offensively, Dallas has better average rush. I mean, we're talking about rushing yards alone. Lions have an average of 5 yards per rush, while Dallas only has about 3.5. Passing wise, Lions have almost 9 yards average to Dallas' 7.5. Everything points to the Lions just having a better offensive day. And defensively, it's a little bit more mixed, but if the Cowboys don't show up defensively, they're going to get run over. Bengals and Giants. Going to go with the Bengals because really I'm not even going to look at the stats. I'm just going to say that the Bengals don't win this. Their season is finished. Okay, if you're a Bengals fan, I want you to listen very closely. You have to beat the Giants. If you don't beat the Giants, this season is over. Okay, hang it up. Bills and Jets. Again, I'm not even going to look at the stats. Jets just fired their head coach this week. It's going to be a shit show for them. Okay, either they figure it out or they don't. But I would put money on the Bills. In fact, I'm going to look at what Vegas says real quick. Vegas says Bills by 2.5, which I think is being pretty nice. I would say Bills even by 6. Look, Josh Allen needs a bounce back game. This is an opportunity for him. A team that now is figuring out new leadership. There's all this rumor speculating around that Aaron Rodgers is the new LeBron James head coaching kind of status. Capitalize, win your game. All right, so that's my recap of Week 5. That's my picks for Week 6. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I mean, if you don't like it. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. That's just my take.